Hello students, welcome to economics online class. We are discussing the 9th chapter, development experiences in India. In the last class, we have completed the industrial sector reforms, impact of LPG on agriculture sector reforms, crop insurance, cold storage, post-harvest measures. Today we have to discuss in this video Kisan Credit Card Scheme and Agricultural Produce Market Committee and agrarian crisis after reforms, then trade reforms. Okay, let me see and discuss about the Kisan Credit Card Scheme. Kisan Credit Card Scheme. A Kisan Credit Card Scheme is a credit delivery mechanism that is aimed at enabling the farmer to have quick and timely access to affordable credit. For helping the Kisan, they want credit, isn't it? So that the government want to helping the farmers. That's why they started this scheme. That also the help going to reach the farmers quickly and timely. So that it also affordable credit. It was launched in 1998 by the Reserve Bank of India and NABARD. Okay, this will be asked in your 1 mark. Underline it. The scheme aims to reduce farmer dependence on the informal banking sectors. What are the informal banking? The money lenders, okay, the local money lenders. From the local money lenders, the farmers should be protected because over interest rate, they will be collecting from the farmers. So that these are the informal banking sector for credit. They want to protect, the government want to protect the farmers from the informal banking sector, which can be very expensive and suck them into a debt spiral. So that they want to protect them. The card is offered by cooperative banks, regional rural banks and public sector banks. Based on a review of the working of the Kisan Credit Card, the government has advised banks to convert the KCC into a smart card come debit card. They can use the KCC card as well as the credit and debit card. Next topic is Agricultural Produce Market Committee. In short, APMC, Agricultural Produce Market Committee. So, Agricultural Produce Market Committee is a statutory body. So, statutory body constituted by state government in order to trade in agricultural or horticultural or livestock products. This is managed by the state government. What are the functions of APMC? To promote public and private partnership in the ambit of agricultural market. In the agricultural market, they want to collaborate private and public sector to provide market-led extension services to farmer. So they want to increasing the market services to the farmers, so that they are working for that. To bring transparency in pricing system and transaction taking place in market in a transparent manner. So the transparent manner, so everything will be showing to the farmer about the pricing system, transaction. So they working for that. To ensure payment to the farmers for the sale of agricultural produce on the same day. The same day itself, the agricultural products will be sold. To promote agricultural activities. So they want to promote the agricultural activities, for that they are working there. To display data on arrivals and rates of agricultural produce from time to time into the market. What are the agricultural products produced by the farmers? They want to selling that in the market. They extended the market and promote the agricultural activities, and time to time they selling their products. These are the functions of APMC. Agrarian crisis after reforms. The reforms made by the government, isn't it? After the reform, what are the crises experienced by the agriculturist. That is agrarian crisis after reform. High input cost. They experiencing the high input cost. The biggest input for farmers is seed. They want seeds, isn't it, for farming. So this is the biggest input for farming. Before liberalization, farmers across the country had access to seed from the state government. They can access the seed from the state government and institutions. The institution produced own seeds and were responsible for their quality and price. They only the responsibility for the seeds and their quality. With the liberalization, India's seed market was opened up to global agri-businesses. So that because of the reforms, what reforms? Liberalization, globalization and privatization. So that liberalization bringing the India's seed market opened up to the global agri-businesses. Also following the deregulation, many state government institutions were closed down in 2003. These hit farmers doubly hard. Okay, seed prices shot up, so increased, and fake seeds made an appearances in a big way. The fake seeds also inserted in the market. This is very dangerous condition. Cutback in agricultural subsidies. So the subsidies given by the government to the farmers, that also cut back. Farmers were encouraged to shift from the growing a mixture of traditional crops to export-oriented cash crops like chili, cotton, tobacco. From the growing paddy, wheat, everything, they shifted from the traditional crops to the export-oriented crops. What are the export crops? Cash crops. Chili, cotton, tobacco is the examples. So that liberalization policies reduced the subsidies on pesticide, fertilizer and electrical facilities to the farmers. As a result, prices have increased by 300%. However, the prices of agricultural goods have not increased to that extent. So this is very extent ratio. Reduction of import duties. With a view to open India's market, the liberalization reforms also withdraw tariffs and duties on imports. By 2001, India completely removed restrictions on imports of almost 1,500 items, including food. As a result, cheap import flooded the market, pushing prices of crops like cotton and pepper down. So these are the dangerous situation in the native agriculturist. Paucity of credit facilities. After 1991, the lending pattern of commercial banks, including nationalized banks, drastically changed. After reforms, the bank and the commercial banks, including the nationalized banks, drastically changed. As a result, loan was not easily adequate. To whom? The farmers. This has forced the farmers to rely on money lenders who charged exorbitant rate of interest. The high rate of interest they charging from the farmers. Even though the high rate of interest, they are moving to forced to the money lenders. So this is paucity of facilities. Next we have to move trade reforms. The trade reforms made by the government. Trade policy reforms. The main features of the new trade policy as it has evolved over the years since 1991. The 1991 is very important year. The trade reform happened. Free imports and export. Because of the LPG, the free import and export happened. Prior to 1991, in India, imports were regulated. From 1992, imports were regulated by a limited negative list. For instance, the trade policy of 1st April 1992 freed imports of almost all international or intermediate and capital goods. Only 71 items remained restricted. So this would affect the domestic industries. Domestic industries means indigenous industries. Rationalization of tariff structure and removal of quantitative restrictions. The Chellaiah Committee's report has suggested that drastic reduction in import duties. So committees made by the government to overcome are concerning about the imports and exports. So the Chellaiah Committee reports had suggested that drastic reduction in the import duties. It had suggested a peak rate of 50% as a first step towards a gradual reduction in the tariff. 1991 to 1992 budget had reduced the peak rate of import duty from the more 300% to 150%. Already 150% only we gave. Now after the reform, the Chellaiah Committee suggested that 300%. The process of lowering the customs tariff was carried further in successive budget. This also affected the domestic industries. Here you should understand the domestic industries mean indigenous industrial peoples. Okay. Export and import policies. The Government of India, Ministry of Commerce and Industry announced a new foreign trade policy on 1st April 2015 for the period of 15 to 20. This is export and import policy. Okay. This is maybe asked in your 1 mark. Okay. Trade policy made by the government, the new foreign trade policy, 1st April 2015. The year is 2015 to 20. Salient features of EXIM policy. This is the new foreign trade policy, 2015 to 2020. The new EXIM policy has been formulated focusing on increasing in export scenario, boosting production and supporting the concept like Make in India and Digital India. This is said by Modi, isn't it? So our Prime Minister insisting this idea. Reduce export obligations of reduce export by 25% and give boost to domestic manufacturing, supporting the Make in India concept. This is the concept. After the trade reforms, we discussed about the free imports and export, isn't it? And rationalization of tariff structure and removal of quantitative restrictions. Because of these policies, the indigenous people, the domestic industries were damaged, affected. So that rescuing from the crisis, the Prime Minister introduced this salient features of EXIM policy, so that Make in India concept. What are the purpose they made? Boost the domestic manufacturing and supporting the manufacturer. As a step to Digital India concept, online procedure to upload digitally signed document by CA, CS, cost accountant are developed, and further mobile app for filling tax, stamp duty has been developed. Whatever the manual works are changed into online work. Repeated submission of physical copies of documents available on export or importer profile is not required here. Export obligation period for export items related to defense, military store, aerospace and nuclear energy to 24 months. Within 24 months they may be increased. EXIM policy 2015 to 20 is expected to double the share of India in world trade from present level of 3% by the year 2020. This appears to be too ambitious. This is objectives of the 2015 to 2020 EXIM policy, but they didn't achieve because of the corona situation. Today we completed the crop insurance, Kisan credit card scheme, agricultural produce market committee, agrarian crisis after reforms, trade reforms, and export and import policy, which is EXIM policy. Go through the concept one by one and learn the concept well. Write the topic wise answer and send to me.